Hi everybody, I'm excited to be coming to you with our first Addicted for Life video, and I've just had something on my mind lately that I wanted to share. I recently have joined a Facebook group that is for support for people who are in relationships with addicts. I've seen a big variety of people that are on there as far as where they're at with the person that they're at. So there's people on there that are still in a relationship with an addict, some who are in the middle of their addiction still, some who have gotten out of a relationship with an addict, some who are in a relationship with someone who's in recovery. I've just kind of seen a whole bunch of different aspects of it and where these people are. And the topic of enabling has been on my mind a lot lately, and I just wanted to share a few thoughts. And I really wanted to get some ideas from you, and I really wanted some feedback from what you think the difference is between enabling someone versus supporting someone and being supportive of an addict and what they're going through. I think there's a really thin line. I think it's really hard sometimes to define or to even realize or notice, hey, am I enabling this person or am I being the loving, supportive spouse, parent, friend, whatever you are in their life? I think that that's a really hard thing, and I think that there's a really thin line, like I said. And I would like some feedback. I would like to know your thoughts at the end of this of what you think those differences are. I'm going to share with you what I think they are. And I am going to say that I don't ever want anything that is talked about or presented on these pages to come across as being judgmental. We have learned from our mistakes, we have learned from our experience, and we want to be able to share that with people in hopes that it will help support other people, but it never comes from a place of judging somebody and where they're at. Addiction and sobriety and recovery are very personal things, and they're very sensitive subjects to talk about. But I'm also not that person that is going to sugarcoat things and bake this nice little cupcake and put some frosting on it and hand it to you and tell you what you want to hear. That's not going to happen because for a couple reasons. One, I feel like that's something I'm working on in my life anyways, is saying how I really feel and speaking my mind about things is really hard for me. This creates a platform that it makes it a little bit easier when I'm not sitting face to face with somebody, that I can kind of speak my mind a little bit easier. But also that would be doing such a huge disservice to anybody that is watching or listening that's truly in need of some support or just trying to gather information or anything like that. That would be such a disservice if I tried to sugarcoat things or present them in a way that was maybe easy, because this isn't easy. This is not an easy thing. And so I'm gonna dish out a little bit of tough love today. And I would challenge you, if as you're watching this, if you want to turn it off and if you don't like what I have to say, you might need to be somebody that's listening to this. I just want to say, let's just put it that way. If it's becoming offensive to you, maybe watch it a couple of times and see how you feel and see if there's a reason why you needed to see this today. Enabling is a really crappy thing. And I think that most people that are in a relationship with somebody who is an addict think that they're doing the right thing. They think that they are being supportive. They think maybe they have to save them, or I can't let them go to jail, or I can't let them this happen, or we have kids. There's all these excuses as to why we do the things that we do. Most of the time, I don't find, in my experience and the things I've seen or read or people I've talked to, it's not common that people are like, I just don't care if they walk all over me. It doesn't really matter. I'm fine if he or she just does whatever they want to do and I'm just good. That's not the case. Most people think that they're doing what's best. A lot of people don't know what to do. And so a lot of people just kind of ride it out and kind of go with it because just of utter desperation of not knowing how to handle the situation. I think that some things that would maybe be some red flags if you're enabling someone, something that's been on this Facebook group that I've been noticing that really bothers me, and really, it bothers me because it hurts my soul when I read things where people post things like, either I'm stuck, I have no way out, this is my life, and I don't have a choice, basically. Or people post things like, I'm going to go have a talk with him so I can let him know it's time to stop drinking. Or I'm going to go make him stop drinking. Or I'm going to go make him stop getting high, whatever it is. Those things really hurt my soul because for a few different reasons. One, you're not stuck. I know a lot of people think that they're stuck. I know a lot of people, you could argue with me until you're blue in the face about all the reasons that you feel you are stuck in a situation. And I am completely aware that many of these situations involve domestic abuse and involve very bad physical abuse. And I am not tossing that to the side in any way. I understand that those are very real things. And so these situations definitely have to be handled in a different manner when there is abuse involved. So yes, that's a different situation for you if that's going on, but you're still not stuck. And I'm going to tell you why I feel that way is literally, most times, unless somebody is holding a gun to your head, you always have a choice. You may not like your choices. They might be all really awful hard choices. They all might be choices that you don't like any of them, but you always have a choice. And I think that when you're in a relationship with an addict, you either have to choose to stay or you choose to go. There's no middle ground. There's no halfway in, halfway out. Sometimes it takes a long time to figure out which one you want to do, and I completely understand that. But you always have a choice. You are not going to make them stop. You're not going to, there's always exceptions to every opinion and every rule. Some people may be able to get them to stop. I'm talking majority. You're not going to fix them. You're not going to make them stop getting high and stop drinking. I also think that bleeds over into, I think there's two different kinds of addicts. I think that there's addicts that use their words and they use their actions to manipulate the people around them to be able to continue to do what they're doing. By telling people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, oh, I'm going to get clean. Oh, I'm going to get better. Oh, I'm going to get sober. I'm going to stop on Monday. This is going to be my last one, I swear. And it's like a broken record. And most of those people, I think, do that because they can get away with it, because they can continue to do the things that they want to go do, which is to get high or to get drunk, by manipulating the people that are around them into thinking that they don't want to be that way and that they want to get sober. And really, they have no interest in getting sober and getting clean. And then I also think that there's addicts who know that they don't want to be that way, which has been my most recent experience. They know they don't want to be that way. They know they don't want that life. They either don't know how to get out of it and they don't know how to stop, or they know themselves good enough to know that they're not ready. And if they're not ready, then again, you're not going to make them do anything that they don't want to do. Like I said, there's this really thin line and it's really hard. And I'm definitely an advocate for people who want and choose to stay with somebody that they feel the benefits outweigh the crappy things. Let's be honest about it. That there's more good times than there are bad, or they have a lot of reasons and have a lot of feelings as to why they feel like in their gut, if they stick it out, that things will end up being okay. It's not always that way. And I would encourage you that if you're in a relationship with an addict who is in the middle of their addiction and they have not gotten sober, especially if you are talking about years and years and years and years of the same thing. I saw someone the other day that posted, I think, 15 years of literally the same thing. Just this nonstop cycle that they're going through. And I would just encourage you, if you're in one of those relationships, take a look at yourself. And that hurts and that sucks and that's not what you want to hear, but you do always have a choice. And take a look at yourself and make the decision if you want to stay or if you want to go, and commit to that decision. But I think that one of the things that we can do when we decide to say that when we decide to stay, one of the things that we can do that is supportive, and it doesn't seem like this is being supportive, but something that really truly being supportive of that addict is is you figuring yourself out, you getting the help that you need, you gaining the strength that you need to be able to make decisions for yourself and not fall into that routine of it's his fault, it's her fault, I'm not the problem, they're the problem, I'm stuck, I don't have any options. You do. There's groups, there's churches, there's many different outlets to be able to find the help that you need, to not have to stay in that situation. And like I said, I know that some of them are really complicated. I think most of the time it's that you don't like what those options are. It's scary to be alone. It's scary to leave. It's scary to do all of these things, but don't sit back and make excuses that you think that you don't have a choice, because you actually do. And you're the one that gets to make that decision. I think that whether you are a mother or a sister or an aunt or whoever you are in an addict's life, whatever person you are, I would love to find out, because I doubt that I could ever find anybody, an addict, who ever said, would be able to sit back and say, you know what got me through? You know what made me be able to get clean and stay clean? Is the person that I was with letting me do what I was doing without any consequences. The person that I was with allowing me to be an idiot and allowing me to make these choices and to make these mistakes, and they just sat back and they gave me my sick space and gave me my room. You're not going to find them. You're not going to find the addict that says that. Because every success story I've heard, me personally, any book I've read, anything I've listened to, the same theme runs true for every single one of those people. It's when finally there was nobody left in their life to enable them. There was nobody left that was willing to put up with what they were doing, and they didn't have any other choices. It was either get clean or die, honestly. And I'm all for support groups and for people reaching out and people trying to find help. And like I said, these are sensitive things and they're hard things, and I know that. But please don't feel like you're stuck. Please figure out if you are enabling the situation and you're allowing things to continue because there is no consequences, because you choose not to press charges, or you choose not to leave, or you, whatever it is, take a step back and take a look. And like I said, I know that's not what you want to hear, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of backlash for having that opinion, but I really feel like sometimes people need to hear the ugly truth of what this is. And again, I've not always made the right choices, and that's where this is coming from, is from the mistakes I've made and the things that I've learned along the way in being in a relationship with someone that's an addict. Read, watch videos, listen to podcasts, find a support group, whatever you've got to do to try and find that strength that's inside of you. It's already there. Find that strength that is inside of you to make some hard choices, to put up some boundaries for yourself and what you will and will not allow in your life anymore. Those are your choices. That's what you get to decide, is whether or not you're going to put up with something and whether or not you're going to continue with something. That's all you. You get to make those decisions. So I hope that this really does help. I hope it doesn't make too many people really angry. We really do just want to help through our experience and through the things that we've been through. Let me know again in the comments. I really do want to hear what you think enabling is and what you think being supportive is. And if there's a difference between those two things, I'd really like to hear what you have to say. Thanks so much.